If you cast your mind back, you'll remember a classic called the Gullwing. On this edition of Test Drive, we take a look at that vehicle's spiritual successor. This is the all-new SLS. And yes, it's blessed with wings, and it really does fly. The SLS's ability to fly and its missile-like response to throttle input is found beneath that oh-so-long hood, a monster 6.2-litre V8 that pushes 563 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. That works out to a world-class 2.87 kilograms of car for each stallion. Mash the gas pedal and the SLS takes off like a scalded cat. It runs to 100k in 3.8 seconds and turns the 80 to 120 trick in a scintillating 3.1 seconds. That is what you call seriously fast. The reason this SLS is so tenacious in terms of its handling boils down to a number of important factors. First of all, right here is that honking great V8. However, because it's behind the front axle, it means that technically it's mid-mounted. When you move to the back end, you've got that twin-clutch transmission and the differential. Between the two, a torque tube. What that does is balance the weight around the car. 47% up front, 53% at the back end. More importantly, the car is based on lightweight construction, and the oil pan, there isn't one on this car. The engine uses dry sump lubrication. When you lose the oil pan, you drop the engine down, which lowers the center of gravity. You add that lot together, my friends, and you have a car that goes well beyond expected limits. All of this power is relayed to the supersized 295/30R20 rear tyres through that 7-speed twin-clutch transmission and paddle shifters. The beauty of this box is the speed of the shift. They come so quickly the driver might miss them except for the dramatic change in the exhaust note whenever a cog is switched. The burble during the upshift or downshift is, well, mellifluous. The fact the spacing between the gears keeps the engine at its roaring best until the driver is forced to lift certainly helps the performance side. The SLS, well, it has a top speed of 317 kilometers an hour. The SLS really is a driver's car. The multi-adjustable seats provide all the support you could possibly want. The driving position is just about perfect. Ditto the ergonomics, they're very good indeed. Now, if you do decide to go with this car, you must option up to the Bang & Olufsen sound system. Certainly it's a rather expensive $7,000 option, but the engine note, it is glorious. The sound from that sound system, even better. There are, however, two things I don't really care for. The command system, which controls everything from the phone to the navigation system, it's not the most intuitive I've ever used. Secondly, the sight lines to the rear, well, they could be better. Fortunately, there is a backup camera. Unlike so many supercars, which tend to feel rather temperamental when jogging along at city speeds, the SLS is vice-free, even when grabbing groceries. Pet peeves on a $200,000 car? Yes, I've got a couple. First of all, you can add almost $30,000 worth of options. Secondly, there isn't a whole pile of trunk space. In essence, you take the toothbrush, but you buy the toothpaste when you get there. The third thing, I love these gull-wing doors and what they do for the car. However, I hate the fact that sooner or later, I'm going to end up in hospital getting stitches in this old noggin because of this sharp edge right here. The SLS's extreme alacrity would not be worth a hill of beans were it not for its ability to carve a corner with precision. In a nutshell, the handling characteristics are as sweet as the powertrain. The double wishbone design banishes body roll without feeling the least little bit stiff. Throw in a nicely weighted steering setup and the SLS goes where it's pointed in a hurry. Mercifully, the 265/35R19 front tyres reduce understeer as the electronic nanny reins in the oversteer tendency. As for the electronic oversteer, there are actually 3 settings, including an off position. It takes a foolish man to use this setting. Things happen so fast it takes someone blessed with Michael Schumacher's driving prowess to catch the SLS if it does go sideways. The SLS is a terrific sports car, as it should be for the price it commands. It's blindingly quick, it handles even better, and it treats you like royalty when you're sitting inside. The one thing that disappointed me, what happened to the power gull-wing doors? I mean, how cool would it be? You're walking towards the car, you punch a button, the doors open up, you have arrived. I mean, I can do it on a minivan.